Okay, for me, it's like this. If you get, and I think we've said this on the show before, but it's like, if you get good information from a bad person, it's still good information.
So my thing is, and that's how I am for everything. It isn't per se just who it comes from, because you have to screen things regardless. It's the information at the end of the day for me. So that's my primary thing. But me, again, I don't actually care about the dude. I was just interested in where he was and the question he asked, because that is concerning to me.
I think it's meant to be concerning to you because he framed it for concern. And so that's kind of my point, is that information is not just information in a vacuum. You know what I mean? Like, there's a reason why we have certain things going on. There's a reason why we have certain information, and why and it matters the way information is framed is what I'm trying to say. Like, it matters the way you present something. It's like, hey, like, there's a big difference between saying, hey, don't eat these cookies, they're poisoned, and saying that, like, hey, I heard Mitch make these cookies, and Mitch tends to make poisoned cookies. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, does he? There's like a lot of speculation that could be had about that statement, but at the same time, it just generates a lot of anxiety because the information that you were trying to present, which was poisoned cookies, there was intent behind how you were trying to present it, you know? And so that in itself is information. Like, to me, intent is also information. So the intent and the reason in which you brought this information to me, like if somebody was bad-mouthing you and they come to me and they're like, hey, did you hear that fuck shit that Mitch did? And I have to be like, I'll be like, no. And then they'd be like, oh, yeah, Mitch is horrible. Mitch kicked like 5 puppies the other day. And then I got to be like, why are you telling me this? You know what I mean? Or I can like take it in, but at the same time, like, me personally, I'm gonna be like, why are you telling me this?
I see.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna be like, why should I care about this?
Not. That's
because
my first thing. Yeah,
like, I want to know what's your reasoning for telling me. Like,
no, that happens after for me. But I get where you're coming from now. But yeah, no, me, I just want to is Mitch kicking them puppies? Did he do that? Yes or no? Is that true? First and foremost. Like, I'll worry about why he kicked the puppies after. One, the person who said it isn't, as in, like, I won't worry about the person who told me. I need you to move because I need to go talk to Mitch. Why are you kicking puppies? Did you kick the puppies? No, I'm just explaining. That's my process in terms of information. When I hear something, like, and I don't try to bring it to that, like, that personal, like, if someone was your friend and they're like, you would actually believe that? Because to me, it's like, I don't want to say insulting, but it's because it's not about a trust thing. I shouldn't even be having to deal with that from you. If someone made this claim about you, like, no matter who it comes from, first and foremost, like, my hope is, as you, my friend, it's untrue, right? But then people like to get into that whole, what, you don't believe me? And it's like, well, now that you put up this entire, like, front, it got a little harder, I'm not gonna lie. But no, like, that's just, it's like, all right, so first and foremost, is it true? Now, intent on all sides is an understandable thing on the other side. I get that. Like, who was presenting this and why, like you said? Like, what was going on? Are you mudslinging, like, just cause? You trying to get me on your side for something? Like, shit like that does matter. But I'm a little reversed in that way. I like, yo, those puppies. What about the puppies?
But the puppies could have been assholes. So that's what I'm saying.
I see where we're going with this.
All right. I just wanted to put that out there.
I guess they could have been, and I guess that's still to be found out, to be investigated. But that's why I was saying, you're like, what would you want them to do? It's just it's concerning to me. So once again, I'm not thinking about the politician dude. I'm like, well, that's not necessarily true. But then you have a Pfizer CEO up there like, well, yeah. And it's like, but it's after the fact. You know what I mean? It's like, It's like finding out about MK Ultra. The CIA did that, but we didn't find out until what, 60 years after.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, and no one's going to care about that, but it's like they did that though. We should know why. We should know if they're still doing that and what they're going to be doing in the future is how I think and feel in terms of stuff like that.
You once told me a long time ago that it would be like...
How long ago? Who was
not
I?
that time. Not that long.
Okay.
But like you once told me in the distant past, not so distant past.
Good. That's a better way of describing that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Good. I was like, how? Because I was a different man like 10 years ago. But anyway,
not 10 years ago. Not that long. Like maybe like in the last couple of months or something. That like it would have been like near impossible for somebody to manipulate you. That's what you told me. I don't know if you
like
remember saying that.
Manipulation. No,
that was recorded, and you said that.
I do remember. Yeah, I remember something along those lines.
I'm just saying it makes it a lot easier to manipulate people when you're like, just saying, like, just throwing that out there. You know, like you just like, you know what I mean? Like, no information comes like that. There's a reason why you told me that. There's a reason. There's like conservatism is like a whole business. Like there's a whole business model that relies on like us to buy into it. You
That's
know what
fair.
I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
So it's like if you have something to sell, and this guy did, you know what I mean? We're talking about this politician. I don't know if how much of the thing I was going to keep in there, but like,
I don't know.
But at the same time, like, if you have something to sell, like, you would sell it. You wouldn't sell it in a way that like somebody's not going to buy. And so that's my problem with it. Is that like, yes, you asked the question. Maybe it seems straightforward from the video that you showed, but I'm not inclined to trust you because you're not a public health official either. You're a politician.
Trust isn't involved in that in the first place.
Trust is kind of involved if you say that like the video has like no like it's pretty straightforward. I don't know if it's that straightforward. Okay. Like you understand what I'm saying?
No, I do.
When it's
continue stating your case.
I think it's the topic, like the whole COVID topic, because it's so politically charged that it makes it less. It makes it harder for me to believe a politician about it. You know what I mean?
This isn't so. So my only thing with the video, because you're making sense, but it's like once again for me, the politician is there, and like I said, I don't necessarily throw out intent. I just say for me, it's truth first. Get to the bottom of this. Fuck the people right now.
But that's what I'm saying. How do you know he's telling you the truth?
It's not about him. He asked a question, and I heard the Pfizer CEO.
He gave a question, but questions aren't. Sometimes questions are answers too. That's what I mean. It's like sometimes when people frame a debate, it doesn't necessarily.
But there was no debate. There was one question asked, and I got an answer from the CEO. Now I don't care about the politician. I want to talk to the CEO. I'll bring up the politician. I can go back to him at any point. Why did you say that? Why did you guys say this? This is what I mean. We think in different ways in this, which I didn't realize. But nonetheless, like, you're worried about the person. I'm like, let's get to the bottom of it first. We can worry about the people after. And I'm not throwing away the intent. I'm not throwing away the intent.
Propaganda.
That is true, but you can avoid the propaganda if you go to the source. So he asked the question.
That's what I'm saying. It looks the way that these like meetings and hearings look. They look like they're the source. Like if you're inclined to believe.
Well, I mean, Logan, it's the European Parliament, regardless of how they look. Like,
what does that mean? It's the European Parliament.
So
like, they're not as grimy as we are. Like,
no, it's not about grimy. It's just in terms of if I'm gonna get someone to come a little bit closer to the truth of something, a parliament of meetings is where I'm gonna hear the information and be able to at least gauge more or go in a direction. Whatever direction I want to go. This wasn't like he wasn't doing some interview with someone in like a coffee shop or something. He was at Parliament asking a question. So, yeah, wait. I know. You're like, oh.
No, because like, what is the importance of him being in Parliament to you? That's what I'm
to me, like making really wild, like defamatory claims in that space would be useless. One, 'cause
for who?
I mean, whatever person's there, because can you prove those claims after the fact?
No, it doesn't need to be proved. That's what we just went through for a whole 4 years with Donald Trump. You're a politician. You get on TV. You say some shit. Doesn't have to be true. like that was the problem.
That's true. That was our embarrassing ass American president. I'm not gonna
lie.
That
was our problem. Is that somebody's in a suit and tie, and you look like you're official, and so you just ask a bunch of bullshit. And then somebody responds in kind, and then you're like, see? Like, it's just like,
okay.
That's what I mean. It's like...
So that's a valid point, but I'm going to hope...
I didn't know you trusted the government so much,
European
Mitch.
Parliament isn't like Donald Trump, and I don't trust the government.
Why wouldn't they be? There's mad fascists in European government.
Not like that. I just mean not
worse.
I'm going to just put out whatever like Donald Trump does. I would hope.
They do worse.
Is my
they
hope.
Do worse. They do worse. What do you think?
It.
Like, what? Name what?
Yeah, like, tell me his circumstance. I don't really be...
Name
like,
somebody who's, like, worse than Donald Trump?
I guess Europe? That is the question. I guess anywhere, but yeah, Europe. Who do we got? Put them on, let's scale them, because
I don't know
he's
if they're
the worst to me.
I don't know if they're worse than Donald Trump, but there's a couple of
but
people
you know,
who
wait,
are
we're saying worse. We're saying
the
worse
same,
or good
yeah.
when we should be saying, are they as stupid?
No, I don't think stupid really has anything to do with it.
I think stupid has more to do with it, personally.
Let me start the show. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Because this is a conversation, but we need to start the show. If you're just tuning in, I'm your host, Logan, and this is the Milk and Toast podcast. I'm here with my best friend, Mitch. Say hi to the people, Mitch.
I'm adjusting to the camera. So,
yeah.
Used to being on them, but not in this capacity. I'm supposed to have, like, lines ready and shit.
I know. I had to, like, look at camera one. I'm like...
I'm like, how do we do this? We're supposed to connect with y'all through this, right? Hey, you there? You see me? Hi. Okay. I guess this will take some getting used to. Because I'm not going to be talking to you. I'm not going to pretend this is you when I'm talking to you. I'm not going to be like, yeah, man, so you know. Nah, I just can't go down like that. But yeah, welcome to the video section. You can now see our pretty faces.
You can. You now can see our pretty faces. Hi. Wave hi to the camera, Mitch.
I do what I want.
All right. If you like the show, share the show as always. This is episode 71, by the way, guys. So we're not new to this. We true to this. All right. You can find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, because we on YouTube too.
And now we officially have video.
Yeah, we have video now. Technically, we always have video, but just not our faces, I guess.
It wasn't,
I guess. Because like all the episodes are on YouTube. All the episodes are already on YouTube too, so it's like.
But like they couldn't see us.
No, you couldn't see us.
Yeah,
you couldn't see all the faces that I make, like all the time. When Mitch or anybody else is talking, I'm just like mad expressive.
This is true.
Yeah, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. I'm just doing this because like this is what I've seen YouTube people do.
Yeah,
Am I doing it right?
I mean,
YouTube
just
people?
keep working it. Just keep working.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even brought it up.
Yeah.
I thought you looked weird, but I was like, that looks like some shit that video professionals do. Yeah,
it's like this is official shit. This is real.
Yeah, that's literally what that means.
This is a thing.
Yeah, it goes down. Yeah. See, I think that works.
Don't encourage me with bullshit.
All right. Well, welcome to Showbiz, kid.
Yeah, basically.
You think it's a game?
I'm pretty much done introing the show. Like that made me tired.
It's
Mitch,
okay. You made a good attempt though.
Thanks. I feel like that was I felt like that was pretty good for like being
for
on
the
camera.
video. Like and us not having a team and just like freeballing this shit. Look at us, man.
Definitely.
Let me see you do this shit. Sorry, now I'm projecting. Now I'm playing.
Nah. Tell us in the comment section. I want to see you do
that
this
shit, man.
Yeah.
You think it's easy out here? Shit ain't sweet. Damn. All right, I'm good now.
All right.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, I apologize.
How you doing, Mitch?
Honestly, I'm like doing better, but still not in a place where I'd like to be. There's just been a few things going on. My therapist might be leaving me, and I dead had a breakdown in our office today.
Damn,
And, like,
your therapist breaking up with you?
why'd you say it like that? Also, I made that joke earlier in the office, so haha, you're lame. Yeah, I made that exact joke because she explained
That
something
she's
one
breaking
way.
up with you?
Yeah, and I was like, yeah. She was like, it's not like. And I was like, are you breaking up with me? And she was like, she just laughed. She was like, Mitchell. But no, she's getting a promotion, which is good. It's just, it's a public hospital, and like I have basic insurance, and so it's like she has to move to a different level and technically move up the chain, but she's not sure how many patients can come along with her because she has new responsibilities and stuff to do. And so a lot of us were like, fucking up the treatment. Fucking up the treatment. And so we were
We'll send her the link to this show so she can see that you told her that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
She already knows. We were in the office, like, you don't even know, bro. It got, like, I didn't even mean for it to get like that. Not in, like, a super, like, negative way or anything. It's just she didn't realize, and me at the time I didn't realize. I went into the office like, all right, I'm good. And then I was not good. I was not good. And it wasn't that, like, I'm doing bad or in any mortal danger. It's just that, like, my treatment has been a focus for me. Ever since I started, my life has been improving. I was against getting fucking treatment. Shout out to black people. Go get some help, whatever kind of help you need. Mental illness is real. Mental illness will fuck you up.
That part.
And at its worst, it'll fucking kill you. And
That part.
I told all my black brothers and sisters,
Go to
and
therapy.
everybody else in general, go to therapy. If you need to take medication, I was against that too. Then started taking some like baseline shit so I'm not going too hard or anything. And started improving my life again. Needed a little boost, needed some help. Got the help, things started getting improved. So I'm very, very fucking serious about my treatment because I want to keep things on the up and up. And so, like, she's having to get this promotion, which is great. I obviously think she deserves. But then I'm like, fuck. It's the potential that I won't be able to have another appointment for like 3 months. And I legit spiraled in the office because I was like, just thinking about what my subconscious will do to me in the 3 months had me like bugged out, bro. Because I'm like, I can't go back to the old me who was like, nah, it's whatever. I'll just like drink some water and muscle through it. It's good. I'm going to be all right. I'm maybe not going to be all right, and I don't want to chance it because there's too much I got going on right now I can't allow nothing to get fucked up.
Right.
Nothing could get fucked up, bro, is where I'm for real at. So, like, yeah, you think that's me being chill. I was in the office, like, if I could cry because I'm just fucked up like that and have issues doing that, if I could, I would have been bawling in her fucking office. Because I knew she had told us all that this was happening. But then when we finally got the results, we were like, whoa, this isn't exactly what we were wanting, though. So now I'm kind of like trying to figure out what the next step for that is, trying to get myself prepared to deal with all the stresses of life that get me down and still like be ready to keep things moving in a positive direction. So that's been me. And then otherwise, I've started school. I have technically started school.
Okay.
I'm gonna finish out my bachelor's fucking finally. And
How long do you have left?
I think it'll be if I'm able to get things done at the pace I want, should be like a year, maybe a year some change.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I'm really trying to just focus. The major I'm studying balances all my interests and, makes me look, I think, a little bit better in terms of like the professional markets to work in and stuff like that. And even as of now, as I'm just reading through like what we're going to be doing and what I'm going to be learning, I'm like finding myself getting excited. So that's the good side to things. But yeah, life is, whether it's no video or with video, life's a hectic mess, man. What else I got to say?
All right. I'll pour one out for you. All right.
Damn, I ain't dead, nigga. Shit. Fuck. Like, what's wrong with you?
Oh shit! You
Ain't
got
a game?
water? You got water?
Bro.
Oh,
See,
shit. All right.
you're not used to
Yeah.
this, baby. I was like, oh, we gon' all right. There's lights
just-
and shit in my face.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Hydration
just
is
out here
key.
dry. Just like,
Like, yo, better go get you some water. Like, it ain't no game out here. I already feel it. I might take off my hoodie.
I know. I was like, it's a little warm in here.
Yeah, it's like, because the light, even though it's not like an extreme rise in temperature, it's still light shining directly on your face. Yeah. It's just, I think it just naturally makes your body go, oh, we're outside? And I do mean that question mark with your body as well. We're outside. I think it's hot. Should we sweat a little?
It's so weird.
You want to make sure you don't overheat?
It's so weird because, like, I just yawned just now. I'm just like, shit, y'all can see me do that. It's just like, like, this is an old, like, you know what? Fuck it. Because, like, we be coughing and shit on the podcast, and I don't edit that shit out.
I don't think why you think, to me, nothing's changing, personally.
All right.
But that's who I am, and I navigate being that
you'll
person
see,
really well.
You'll see when they get in the comments and be like,
oh, no, I already, listen,
you know,
you ain't say nothing about
you'll
my
be
voice
fine.
yet, I know. I keep telling you.
You don't look at anything that they do.
I am a mentally ill man from way bigger issues than people talking shit about me picking my nose.
This is where we at.
This
is where we at. You speaking of school, you did want to talk about what it's like going back to school, like as an older person, though.
I thought, you know, I was dealing with, so I didn't have too many stuff, but like, I just kind of wanted, because I'm just like looking at my journey and shit now, and just how long it's been, and how the fact that I'm even going back to school, but the opportunity presented itself, because I mean, it's scot-free. I'm not coming out with any debt after this one, so why not?
Oh,
like,
okay.
I was wanting, yeah. My job's covering it.
Oh, that's right.
You know, literally what one of my concerns was that I was like, why isn't my financial aid kicking through yet? Like, they said October, and it wasn't coming in. And then, like, a day, like a week, because I hadn't checked in a while. And I was trying to talk to people, see what's going on. I even asked one of my my success coach, because I have a success coach at the university. I asked her, like, how do I reach out to financial aid? She gave me the number I was going to call. I checked back. Everything cleared through. I was like, all right, so what do I owe? Looking through it, like, zero. You owe nothing. Being like, this is so nice. This is so nice. But it makes me bring that up because, this is so nice. An education that's paid for because I'm a valuable member of society. Or at least in this instance, a valued member of my workplace.
Your corporation.
My corporation,
You're a valued member to your corporation, yeah.
On some level, since they'll cover that just for me, just working my hours. So it's like, that's so nice. It would have been so nice if I didn't have to go into, near tens of thousands of dollars of debt to, get an education and move on up in the society, or just for status, because, education is also status. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, wow, what the fuck is wrong with the place where I live where I can't have that feeling? I'm 30 years old.
Yeah.
Going back into school. Like, it's not as weird now, but imagine, like, in the 90s when you're, like, in your 30s, like, going back into school and you chilling with these, like, 18, 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like, yuck. Whereas, like, now I feel there's more of a blend to the generations, or we're more able to deal with each other, at least, or have a willingness to. We still like to, but if I have to come into a space where I have to be here, it's like, all right, well, listen, I'm 30, you're 17. How you want to approach this? All right, cool, let's keep pushing. It's at least how I feel about it, I think. But, like, it does feel like, oh my God, I'm doing this again. I'm investing this time in again. Like, what's going to happen this time? Only reason I even feel as comfortable is because I've done the work to, and improve my mental health, like serious work to stay focused and try to make sure I'm right so I don't fail this time. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, otherwise, like, it does kind of still feel weird that you're not done already. I graduated when I was 17.
But why does it feel... Well, yeah, but, like, why does that feel weird? Why does that part feel weird?
No, just because, like, I graduated when I was 17, and I wish it had been done in the 4 years, so I feel behind. But also in the sense just because, it's a dying stigma, but there was that stigma, like, from people, like, you'll never go back if you like, leave, and you'll end up being like that, 35-plus person who's just, like, working at a mom and pops or something, nowhere to go, which is also untrue, for the record. You don't need school to be a success, for the record. This is just the path I want to go. It feels right. I'm doing that. But, there's that stigma. And so even though it's a dying one to me and for me, like, you still get hit with it every now and then. Just like, man, I am going back.
Like the way you feel about it?
Yeah. I don't, like, it's dying. Like, that thought isn't really in my head as hard. But I just mean in general, that's like some of the stigma people deal with when going back to school and stuff, I feel. And, you know, it's also, once again, expensive.
Do you have any advice for people who are like going back to school?
If
like
you can find a way to pay for it,
mid-20s to like early 30s.
If you can find a way to pay for it without paying for it yourself or taking out loans and going into debt, do that shit. Otherwise, just make sure you have a set plan in mind for why you're going back and what you plan on. It doesn't have to be a part of your life plan, or it doesn't have to be what the current plan of whatever you're doing right now is. But in terms of, I want to go back to school and get this degree. Okay, what's the plan specifically for that? What do you want to major in and why? Is it because you're interested in the subject and want to gain a more well-rounded education? Is it for employment reasons? Do you need this bachelor's or master's because it'll get you a pay raise the size of Wisconsin, some shit like that? Because, okay, if that's your plan, that's your plan. But if you're going back, make sure you want to and make sure you know why. Otherwise, because
I feel like that is so important, to be honest.
Bro, we don't, you know, the thing is, like, some kids have it when they're young in high school.
Get a little closer to the mic.
Oh, sorry. Some kids have it when they're in high school. Other kids have forces in their lives putting them on a track, whether they want it or not, but the track gets them right. Maybe makes them miserable at the end, but they at least like, your pops put you on the track to be this investor. You didn't want to be an investor, but here you are 4 years later, a fucking investor.
Do you want to hold the mic?
100K. No, I'm so close to it right now.
Okay.
No, I am. I'm really close to it.
It's so close. You're close now. Yeah.
No, it's been here.
Okay.
Do you not hear me well, though?
No, I hear you better now. Like, yeah, you don't have to do that.
Do what I want. Sorry, like, you better.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you better. But, sorry.
It's fine. No,
but yeah, so you're an investor making like 150K. Maybe you didn't want to do this. Maybe you wanted to be a painter, some shit like that. But like now you have the means, if you wanted to go do that later in your life, to go do it. Others of us were a little bit like, what the fuck is school? Why am I here? What am I doing? I'm depressed and don't even feel like going to class. You know what I mean? Mind you, I was studying, like, I have my associates in acting, right? And I was double majoring like that first year of college we got together, I was technically double majoring in, I think, theater and biology at the time. I think I ended up dropping off the biology, but nonetheless was still majoring in theater. And so, like, I'm trying to be a professional actor and all that, and, you know, that's a tough life. And maybe it had an effect on me that I never really, like, acknowledged. But nonetheless, there wasn't a set track for me. And along the way, I fell through cracks, really. Like, and then even further as I moved up to New York, and then went on to get my associates, and was like, ooh, I did do something. I was like, all right, let's get the bachelor's. I fell through cracks again and was like, what's happening? But, you know, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff going on, like, internally that's fucking me up that I'm not realizing as much. And I'm falling behind. I'm not reaching out to the proper people. And I find out that I'm a little bit bad at that. One of my cousins told me that too, actually. He was like, yeah, Mitch, you don't really ever seem to ask for help. And, like, there's a reason I'm like that. I don't always necessarily mean to be like that. It's just, you know, trust issues and stuff like that, and not believing people will be able to actually benefit you. And so thinking I shouldn't even waste the time and other bullshit like that. And so, like, I really was doing bad. Even when I would be going in, like, yeah, I'll just rush into it. No plan of action, no reason why. Not really utilizing the resources to the best of my ability. So, like, yeah, that was happening. Whereas now I was like, all right, I found out about this opportunity. Was like, oh, they do that? Like, I have some credits that I've been wanting to, that I feel like I need to put into something, because otherwise it really is just time wasted. Yeah. Like, and they gonna cover that? So no more financial debt? That's good. So I was like, all right, what do you think you want to study that they offer? Oh, found something that works in terms of balancing what my interests are in terms of navigating in the world for my career and whatnot. And then as well as just like, it'll look better on a resume than like just a liberal studies degree. You know what I'm saying?
I think one of the things you just brought up was like how you were just going and going and going in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then like, but I feel like that's a lot of people's story because it's so normal to just jump right into something and then like hit the ground running because
Yeah.
in our like society we have like a real problem where it's like you're able to like let me start over.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the problem is a lot of the time is that you're shown the end result of things. Like too often we're shown like the end result, but we're not necessarily shown like how somebody starts off and like how you get there. Like how weird it is when you literally and you truly just don't know anything. You know what I mean? And that part isn't normalized enough where it's like it's always about the success at the end. It's always about whether or not you're doing well and all this and that. And it's like
Guilty.
the beginning might just be a struggle. It might just not be what you thought it would be, and it might not look the way you thought it would look. That doesn't mean you're not going to get to where you were looking to go, but it just means that the process is messy, you know?
Yeah. Oh wait, did you stop? I'm just paying attention.
No, did I stop?
No, well, you stopped just now, and I was like,
Yeah, no, I just stopped talking. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Lie?
Don't stop. I mean, yeah, a little bit.
Okay, that's what.
Probably more than a little bit, but
Well,
I'm not
okay.
crazy. I seen you stop talking. I was like,
No,
oh,
I mean
was
I did stop talking. I'm just.
was
saying,
that a lapse in
No, that's a lapse in your lapse. That's not,
No,
not a lapse
no.
in the
I realized you
technology.
stopped talking. I did
Okay.
realize you stopped talking. But
Okay.
I was like, oh, is he going to say something else? And I was like trying to be patient and polite.
No, but that was it.
All right. Yeah, that's cool. All right.
You and Sarah had this conversation earlier
What?
about rich souls and poor souls.
Oh, yeah.
And really,
But we meant it in two different ways, so it's not even the same conversation, really.
yeah, sure.
We
but
did.
like, well, okay, you meant it in two different ways because like Sarah was kind of saying that like I'm bougie.
Yeah.
And you were just saying that like
It is
That's not how
because
you
of my
measure
spirit
how-
that
yeah.
I survive and thrive, but not
Yeah.
material things. And
yeah, like that doesn't make your soul like poor or rich. But what I took out of it is like this idea of like being a starving artist, and like that's what I really wanted to talk about. Is that no, for real? Is that Sarah was like telling me? I'm sorry, I'm putting you out there, but like Sarah was like telling me that like if Logan, how did she say it, Mitch? She said if I help me out.
Well, the van, I was going to. I'm just like, which
Yeah.
part?
No, not
Because
the
I could
van
bring up
part.
the van she mentioned.
If I was like fulfilled as an artist and not
Oh
fulfilled
no,
as
you
an
would
artist.
choose material wealth over fulfillment as an artist.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you was like, oh, fulfilled? Like, how am I going to be fulfilled on an empty stomach? I'm not
Yes.
even filled. The word is, and you got really smart and smart alecky, and then wonder why people treat you the way they treat you when you do things like that. But anyway, what? Yeah, it was nothing. Anyway, so
Anyways.
yeah, and you choose the material wealth over fulfillment.
Yeah. Have you seen a jet ski?
Logan Macon, everyone. He is truly an utmost himself. I give him that. Genuine as fuck. That's just who he is. Can't stop him if I tried.
Because okay, if it was like something like, would you? Well, no, would pick the wealth there too.
You know, the worst part is, it's not even me and Sarah saying not to pick the wealth because we know what it is to be starving artists and not wanting to starve. It's just understanding there are more important things in life, but the life that we have been given makes us feel that there aren't. But you get to really understand that as an artist. That is one lucky thing artists have.
Okay, give me an example. Let's
example
yeah,
of-
like what is okay? Like I understand, like there's more important things to life than money. Granted, kind of.
What are your non-fiscal goals in life? What are things that you want to do just 'cause, Logan?
What are things
Non-fiscal.
That that's the part I have problems.
See. Okay. I feel you.
Not that I don't have any non-fiscal goals. It's not that I don't have any things that I would do if I wasn't getting paid. Obviously, there are. I'm on a podcast that I don't get paid on, right? Like, I'm not getting any...
We're working on that, but yeah.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I'd rather not.
And that's just the difference, between us as individuals. And I'm
That,
not
like,
like
what?
shaming you or anything.
That, like, what?
In
What is
terms
the
of what
difference?
in terms of what you would it's just like priorities and stuff in your life. It's like how I say I value people more than like money and things personally. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And I'd rather we live. I don't really. So it isn't that I want to be a millionaire or a billionaire because I want the money for myself. If I was getting large amounts of bread like that, I'd want to be doing something with it to help those around me, type deal. Whereas most people just want it for the fact of getting it and having it. It's an egotistical thing.
Okay.
It's something as simple as that. We brought it to the like starving artist, point of view. And between me and Sarah being artists ourselves and understanding that, we were like fulfillment in terms of artistic goals. When I get into a character and act, I haven't been acting a lot lately because, I can't be investing in it. And then I can't pay my rent sometimes, so I'd have to forgo. But nonetheless,
it's not something that you can use to like pay your finances off. And
at
stuff
the
like
moment,
that.
there
Yeah.
have been times where it has, which I'm lucky for. Shout out to you, boy. Made it onto an HBO series, but only one time. But in any case, go check out, season 4.
I mean, it's
episode
an anthology
5
type series. So
I'm putting a shameless plug in. Check out
Okay.
season 4, episode 5 of High Maintenance. It's actually a really cool show. I was in for like
10
seconds, I think, in the first like 10-minute or first
Maybe like
minute
8
or something
seconds,
like that.
yeah.
Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But go peep that. But nonetheless, so it did, give me a little bit here and there, and that was cool. But most of the time it can't, and so I can't be investing in it the way I want anymore. Nonetheless, you put a script in front of my hands right now and go get to work, and I'm going to get to work, and it's going to be, just because I'm that great of an actor now, it's going to be an amazing piece of work.
Okay.
Because
All right.
I need to do that. That's fulfilling to me. Being able to put the pieces together. I love the challenge. Being able to work with the people around me. Being able to jump into this other person and express myself in ways I didn't think I could. But having that outlet to express myself that way, and therefore being capable of it, means something to me. That fact alone, I'm only asking you to pay me for it so I could pay bills so I can keep doing that. But that in and of itself is just fulfilling. It's like fucking air. Damn it, I like need that to breathe on some level. Like even if I don't become a professional, well, I already am a professional actor, but even if I don't go on to be like a big name actor and continue that path, in some capacity, I would still need to act. You understand what I mean? Whether it was like I was doing like some community theater at some like low budget theater locally, or my kids picked up a script and needed help with something. Oh, daddy's getting into action again. Like I need that. That fulfills me as an artist. So, she brought it to that level, and for her as a dancer, I imagine it's the same thing. Something in her told her to move, told her to express herself with her body in ways other people aren't capable of. And plenty of artists have that feeling, you know what I mean? Kurt Cobain wasn't playing those strings and singing those songs just so he could make bread. Some executives found him and were like, yo, we can make some bread. The kid's got talent, and people will
Let me
watch
ask you
that and
something.
sell.
If
Yeah,
you
what's
had
up?
a choice between acting richly and acting poorly, which would you choose? Like you had a
Now,
choice
what do you mean
between
when you say acting richly and acting poorly?
Being an actor that was rich and being an actor that was poor, what would you choose?
Oh, you mean as in playing the character?
No. Being an actor, you're a person, a human being
Yes. Oh, okay, I see.
that has
Okay.
money versus an actor that doesn't have money. Which one would you choose?
Really, Logan?
Which
That's
one
what
would
you
you
need to
choose?
hear.
Why can't you answer the question?
I'm going to be an actor who has money,
Why?
just because the world I live in requires it.
But you're saying, but like the way you guys said it last time was kind of like it didn't matter.
No, that's the way you interpreted it last time.
No, because you guys were making fun of me before the show. Like you guys were saying,
And that's the only part you took away and the only part you remember.
no, I remember a lot of shit.
Okay,
But, like
good.
you guys were saying that like if it came down to it, that if I wouldn't just like be okay with the how do I say, the absence of all of my material things or whatever in order to do my art.
You couldn't just pick up and get on the road and live in a van. So that was the joke.
Because why the fuck would I?
We wouldn't necessarily go out and do that ourselves either. But if the option was there, if we had to, we would, and we'd probably be fine, honestly. You'd be like, the fuck? And that was the joke. I don't
understand the romanticism and the fascination with being poor.
It wasn't necessarily, oh, we love this lifestyle. It's just like, we'll be fine.
That's not a lifestyle. Can we stop calling it a lifestyle?
It is a lifestyle for some, Logan, and I'm not gonna just disacknowledge that just because you don't like it.
Just because
I know. There's a woman I know right now who literally picked up and I didn't even know she did this. I was like, "What's going on with you?" And I thought she was going through stuff. And on my journey, I reached out to her to ask, but like, that's her business, so it wasn't my place anyway. But nonetheless, right now, I don't know even how she makes money, if she makes money, or she's getting paid at all. But it's literally just traveling through continental U.S., going through national parks and stuff because she loves to climbing mountains and things like that, working at regular parks, living out of her car, I think. Enjoying the fuck out of her lifestyle. Didn't need a single dollar to, well, not going to say a single dollar, but getting after $1 million, $1 billion in her bank ain't part of the goal right now for her. And
what do you say is the goal? What is the goal?
For her and that literally what she's doing. She likes climbing these peaks for whatever reason, whatever that rush is, whatever that does for her. But
how does she make her money?
I don't know. I'm not kidding with you. I literally don't even know how she's affording the trip most of the time. Whether it's sponsorship or she's working at, because she used to be a bartender, so maybe she's picking up gigs out there somewhere, breaking in some cash every now and then. Right. But otherwise, just committing funds to literally going out to make these trips, climbing mountains, backpacking wherever she is, making these connections with people, an entire lifestyle for her. Thriving. Living just fine. I hope living just fine. But as it seems on social media, hasn't heard any bad things about it from friends, doing just fine. Have another girl back when I was living in Florida who went to the same high school as me. She was a year ahead. Also just commits to a lifestyle of hiking, backpacking. And I think through social media, she makes her money like that because she's always putting up these stories and stuff like that. But nonetheless, lives out of like an RV, goes hiking through woods and stuff. Doesn't need $1 billion or whatever, just chilling, lifestyle, enjoying her life. It's not necessarily what I would want to do, but lifestyle, nonetheless.
I don't have a problem with like the idea that like if you want to live in a van and like that's your thing, right? Like no judgment. Like if you want to live in a van, you want to live in an RV.
What we were specifically saying though, Logan, wasn't that you had a problem with that per se. It's just that's not a life you gonna ever try to live.
No, fuck no. That's
all we were saying. You the one who are like, hey, we're just like, we just connecting with each other.
To me, like, I've been broke my whole life, been poor my whole life. There's no reason to simulate that. Like, it's like there's no reason to, like, further entrench myself in smaller spaces when I'm already, like, what? Like,
you know what you do have?
What?
Mr. Oh, I've been poor, broke all my life, which I get myself. Went from, well, my parents were actually doing okay at some point, but I myself have always been poor my whole life because that was theirs, not mine. And then I left and was like, yeah, they went and did all this work to set me forward in life and then still ended up poor. But I live in New York City, so I'm actually rich in one sense. Do remember that to cheer yourself up sometime. When you're like, oh, I'm poor living in New York City.
Any other place I'd been like,
yeah, in any other place you're actually doing a lot better. Like, hey, you're like, what? Like, damn, I don't know if I'm going to make that $800 a month this month. Other places like, $800 rent? What? But anyway, mind you, that's low here.
$800 because you shared, like, a house with, like, 3 other people when it's really, like, $3,600 or some shit.
It's really like $3,600 some shit. But, yeah, so, we like New York City, Poe, but we like America rich. Or at least, like, middle class. You know, stiff up a lip and whatnot. Keep your chin up. You're doing a lot better than you think.
No, that's not.
Shout out to all my New Yorkers out there. Poor New Yorkers. We still broke. America.
We poor.
We still America rich a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Middle class. You know what I'm talking about. He don't know. He new here.
It's
He don't
not
get it
good.
yet.
It's
He don't
not
get it
good.
yet, but I get it.
We shouldn't be living like this.
We're gonna get him
This is
right.
bad.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna be
Not
good.
fine.
It's not fine, but we're gonna be good. Cause you know what we got that they ain't got?
What
we've always had that they ain't had?
What?
All that character. Character.
What's character?
And real class if you're lucky.
Can you
like,
eat
if you
it?
had good parents.
What?
Like, I hope you had good parents. Because that's where you get the real class. When you, like, broke, but your parents still like, hey, don't do that. You should know better. That's when you build that real class. You can't buy that. You can't buy that. Yeah.
I'd
You got all
rather
this
be, I'd rather
character,
be
man.
rich with zero character. And
Nah, that I couldn't commit to. I mean, go if that's you for real, that's Donald Trump. If that's you for real, go with it. But I could not do it. I would. Well, I mean, obviously, if I
Like
was the
zero
person, I'd be
personality.
doing it. But like,
Zero
would
charm.
not choose that life.
that
Would
like
not choose it.
money takes care of so much for people.
Couldn't do it.
Like, yeah, $2
Could
billion.
not do it,
like
bro.
$2 billion
No,
for $2 billion.
no.
You're a fucking nut.
To not be
You
a
don't understand
freaking
nothing.
person. No,
Nah, I can't listen to you.
no.
more.
I understand everything.
No, I can't
You're
listen
the
to you
problem.
No, I can't listen
You're
to
the
you
problem.
no more. Character
Yep.
is not worth $2 billion. I could see if maybe it's just because you can't imagine what $2 billion looks like. $2 billion.
No, I can imagine what $2 billion looks like. The fact you have a billion, period. Like, usually you start that bidding at like, we'll start like 10 million, 100 million. My man wanted to say 2 billion. He's like, all right.
Yeah, because I wanted to drive home the point. It's not just a
No,
billion.
I get you.
Yeah.
It's not about the money, man. It's in the world we live in. Yes, money is
Do
important.
you know you
but
cannot?
That is the problem.
It's impossible. You can't spend $1 billion.
I know.
Like, you can't. Like, especially if you have like an income in which it just
I know. This
generates-
imaginary number system we created as humans to fuck each other in the ass all day is really working, ain't it?
I don't know what that means, but what I'm trying
That's
to
cool.
say
You'll work
is
on it.
there's
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
there's no way you would never have to be hungry again.
But I wouldn't
You'd
even
never-
be myself. I wouldn't even be a person. I'd be Donald Trump. I don't want to
No,
be
you
Donald
just
Trump.
don't have any characters. Like,
Or class. And to me, when I say characters, we're talking class, morals, like how your brain works.
Oh, okay.
No, not in terms of how you like the brain itself, but like in terms of social interaction.
I think
all
you're
that,
just a
bro.
regular
That's character.
billionaire at that point. So what's the difference?
You don't have any of that with that money. I don't want to be that person. You couldn't pay
Fine.
me enough to be that person.
Fine. I guess that's gross.
Also, I don't care about
I guess
other
that's
human
gross
lives
or
around me.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yes, and you know that. And you know that. But listen, man, you're taking this too far. I feel like me and Sarah hurt you a little bit. I'm sorry. I can't say, I was going to say we're, but like she's probably not, like at all.
No, she's
but
not sorry.
I'm sorry that you feel this way now on the show, because I wouldn't be sorry either. But on the show, having you like this on the show has me like, damn. They gonna like think I ain't doing like this. He like that, but like, but on the show, I'm sorry, bro. You ain't got to take it this far, okay?
I just no. It just. I hate
My
when
man
people,
like wrestling with himself internally now. Like, why you gonna make me feel bad? It's like, no one's trying to make you feel bad, bro.
Yeah, for like not wanting to be
No
broke.
one's trying to make you feel
You
bad.
know? Like, I hate that.
No one's trying to make you feel bad. We just said we made different choices,
Oh.
and all of a sudden it was a problem.
When it came down to it, you'll choose the money. It's like, yes, I'll choose the money. What are you fucking talking about? Like,
It's
no.
all right, he chooses the money.
Yeah, like,
Would you choose the money over love too?
yes.
Over true love?
Yes.
Over true love? that'll
Yes. What the
actually
fuck is
be
true
strong?
love? Yes.
Okay.
How much money?
Yeah.
How much money are we talking?
I mean, we'll give you that same $2 billion.
No, give me a. Shut. Fuck. What?
We'll give you that same $2 billion. We'll give you that same $2 billion. Give you that same $2 billion, baby.
$2 billion versus love? What the fuck? There's so
choose
many
true
cultures
love,
in
man.
this world that don't even fucking believe in love. All right, give me fucking $2 billion. Yeah,
I know. Lo and
fuck
behold,
yeah.
the problems of our
What are you
society.
fucking talking about?
Oh,
You're not
I'll take
talking,
the
and then
love.
that's the other thing. It's all selfish because you said true love. You didn't even say like love of like humankind of your fellow man. Or
No,
something.
not
you
that
said
one
true
yet.
fucking love.
I'm talking
true
about
love is like you
romantic
find
love.
one person. No, yeah, I
Between
know
me and
romantic
that
love.
person.
That's one person you find. You find like one person, and then like.
But it's true. I'll take it.
Fuck that.
I'll take it.
For
I'll take it. Taking it. I'd rather that. That
for
feeling's
why?
nice.
Why? For what? What's it gonna?
I don't know. Well, I've been growing closer to that feeling, and it's starting to feel good.
Yeah, it feels good now.
I know. So I gotta work. He's like, yeah, bro. I know. But like, as it's feeling, and if I can continue to work it in a direction, because I know it's not going to stay the same, but to be able to have that with someone seems a lot more important to me than $2 billion. We'll be fine.
No, because you can have that with $2 billion. Like you could.
No, in this instance, you said I couldn't, because obviously with that, I'm probably going to make that $2 billion. Anyway,
I'll get a dog. I'll be all right.
That's true loyalty, bro. It's not the same.
True
but that's all you
very,
need. That's all you need.
There you go.
He's like, yo, that's all I wanted.
Now we're at the part of the conversation
see?
that we should be at.
I just needed the dog. What is the child? I just needed the dog. Okay, man. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
Okay.
Yo, my hair is like shiny. Let me see if that's. Hold on. I gotta.
Don't do anything. No, don't do anything. Don't do anything. You're fine.
Let me see. Let me see if the shine is.
Okay. I thought you was gonna do something technical. Like.
No. Okay,
right.
My skin just naturally got that glow. Sorry, just kidding.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. No, good.
No, that's a wild conversation. That's just like so many people want to like glamping. Like I love that idea that somebody.
What is glamping?
Glamorous camping. I love that. Like why should I be in nature? Yeah, like
struggling when I could.
Yeah. What the fuck?
That's a little different in terms of if you don't want the experience, because like why I gotta be living like Cro-Magnon and shit like
for
that,
what?
man. You know what? They literally died for us to have this.
Exactly. Mad people died.
Don't act like you care about. Yo, you're such a politician right now. Like mad people died for this, man.
Yeah.
Like stepping over someone's head, stepping on another person's like dead bones on accident. Like, oh shit, yo, get that shit off my foot. All right, yeah, but so many people died for this.
I would step over
Kicks
and I'd be
over,
like,
and I'm like,
look at Steve. Look what they did to my boy. He died for this, for you to act like this? Like, like what are we doing?
Logan.
What?
Logan.
What?
Nothing at all, man.
What? I didn't think so.
It's fine. No. You're good.
I'm just, a lot of the appeal of like doing that is to like, I feel like it's to simulate struggle. Like I just feel that way. Like that's the cynical in me.
To build some character, because listen,
it doesn't build character. Like being broke, being poor.
The struggle
that's a
has
fucking
always
lie.
built.
It's a
character.
lie. It's a lie.
Always built
character is inherent in you, and then maybe
incorrect
pushed around a little bit by like some of your parents or whatever.
Incorrect.
No, being broke does not make you like better than everybody else.
It's not about no. We didn't say better than everybody.
Well, yeah, you're saying that if you're
building
saying that, like,
building characters and about. Listen,
like,
it's not about being better than everybody. I'm not saying you have a better character than anyone. It's just the struggles of your life are going to build character regardless. This is life. This is the human experience.
Is that the character you want to be?
Come with challenges.
But that's what I'm saying.
Is that the character? So did you want to be a trust fund baby? Would you?
Yes,
you like?
I would have rather
like, you would
been
love
born
to be
a trust fund baby. What
You're like, yeah, I'd rather
is that?
Okay, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not gonna pretend. After all, the point of building the generational wealth we lost is to set our families up. But the difference is like the way you're supposed to. So, white America. Built the generational wealth off the backs of a whole bunch of exploited and mistreated minorities, as we know.
Yes, that's true.
So they didn't actually really build character. You know, the way you're supposed to
build that wealth. What do you mean they didn't build character?
It's like, so once again, I said the struggles of your life. Because I don't hate rich people. I don't think rich people necessarily lack anything. But it's when people lack any sense of moral fiber, any sense of character, when you get these spoiled ass Donald Trumps. Because a person builds their wealth.
It's an extreme example.
It's an extreme example, but is it really that extreme, Logan?
Yes.
Logan, is it really?
Man.
I know,
one
but
man.
I'm not using him as the man. I'm just using him as the archetype of that rich, spoiled brat person who doesn't care.
Exactly. That's what makes it an extreme example.
But it's more prevalent than we think, I feel. It's not like people actually care. It's not like any of our billionaires are actually trying to help anyone but themselves, my main point. But regardless, when you're building wealth, for instance, and you're going through those struggles of doing it, that does, I feel, build character. the actual self-made billionaires, like who actually went through the process of getting their millions to make their family right, who can pass on certain values, I think that's fine.
I want to question that idea.
Okay.
This idea that, like, this is kind of a different topic, so I'll mark it as a different one. But this idea that, like,
way off.
Huh?
We veered kind of, right? We
You
started
said
this with that. Isn't this the education topic, or we?
What?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Keep going.
We switched topics a long time ago.
Yeah. You're right. Go ahead, man. Yeah.
I want to push back on this idea that, like, you have to be destitute to, like, build character, or that there's some inherent value in being poor and then building character. I don't believe it. Like, I just don't. Like,
When you put it that way, I get you. And I'm not necessarily trying to say it to that degree. I just mean to say, because our lives, human nature is just of that. You have rough experiences, and they kind of, through those experiences, you learn who you are, and they kind of form you into, who you will be, in one sense, for lack of a better term.
Okay, pause right there, though.
Mm-hmm.
That happens to everybody, no matter
Which is true.
what happens.
Which is true. Not saying that's not the case.
For me, it doesn't really make a difference whether or not you was born rich or poor. It matters the people that you grew up around, the people, like, their character. Like, character does not, like, okay, I made a little bit of a high-minded, like, a statement earlier where I'm like, character just comes out inherent when you're born. And
which was
that's
really
not necessarily
wrong, but
true.
let's not talk about that.
That's not necessarily true. But what is true about character is that, like, the people around you help form that and your experiences, right? This idea, however, that your experiences are somehow more noble when you're poor or when you're struggling than when you have money, I think is bullshit. I think it's an idea that people use to help keep people poor. That's what I feel like. Like, I feel like all it does is put people in a mindset where they accept less from their life and just are like, this is where I should be, or this is what comes with this. Like, the whole starving artist thing gets under my skin because it's like, there are plenty of artists who aren't starving. And if your idea is that I want to make a business out of my art, then the problem isn't that you're a starving artist. The problem is that you're a bad businessman. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, it doesn't, like, that's how I look at it. Is that, like, if you're a starving artist because your art isn't making you the money that you need to live off of, but that's the only way you want to live, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to find another job or do anything else, but you want your primary source of income to come from your art, and your art isn't primary sourcing incoming, the way you need it to.
No, sorry, that was funny.
It's not doing that for you, then it, like, to me, I feel like people romanticize that immediately and just say, oh, I'm just a starving artist. And that's kind of like an excuse when it's like, no, you're not a starving artist. You don't go to work. That's it.
No, I feel you.
You understand? Like, or you don't know the things you need to do to make your art pop for, like, the market or whatever you want to call it. Right? But the problem isn't that, like, you're starving, and that's not, like, novel that you are. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that you should let the market dictate what you make as art, right? Like, Van Gogh was like a starving artist or whatever, right? He didn't really sell his pieces until after he died, which is a whole conversation in itself. But, like, all of his art never really got into the right hands or whatever, But that doesn't mean that you have to, like, literally kill yourself so that you can make great art. I don't believe that. Like, I don't believe that at all.
You have to understand where it comes from. The starving artist isn't... We as artists don't go, oh, we're starving artists, and go, this is novel. We give respect to each other as artists. People outside respect the fact that we're creating art within these situations. We don't find it novel at all. The fact is, the trope of the starving artist is actually just a reflection of how horrible our society is.
Why?
That's where the metaphor is.
In what way?
So, because I get what you're saying about, you know, being a bad businessman, but an artist isn't a businessman.
Exactly.
An artist doesn't want to be a businessman, as we know. But an artist with so much talent being destitute should be a crime. Is the point of the statement, is like the statement being made when we say starving artist.
Why?
We're not going...
Why is that a crime?
Because it's like, if a person's really that talented and they're able to set up a space where they're helping people in some capacity, why isn't it that that person in some capacity is taken care of is cared for? Like in Greece, how you would have like a patron of the arts or something like that. You know what I mean? Which isn't to say that artist gets to be lazy. It's not saying don't have a work ethic. I'm just speaking in terms of the, you know, the starving artist trope, the metaphor, why it's there, why it exists. Like, it wasn't a thing to go, hey, man, Bohemia, we love it. Even in, like, Rent, you know, Bohemia is, like, a common theme. And it isn't them going, oh, like, we love Bohemia. It's actually them being punk and being like, yo, yeah, we're Bohemian. This is the life we got. These are the decisions we made. We don't like it, but it's who we are. It's what we're currently dealing with. So fuck you. That's what the starving artist, you know, trope really is. It isn't oh, this is novel. And so in, like, that same capacity, when we're like, I guess because, you know, this was like the fulfillment wealth thing, when we're talking about feeling fulfilled, it's like, that's what I was saying. Like, no one's shaming you. This is our choices. Like, you're like, what? You wouldn't take the $2 billion? I'm like, no, because really that isn't it for me. It's amazing that I should be considered stupid for not wanting that in the first place. It's amazing we live in a society where rather than finding the value in each other, we find it in objects outside of ourselves to buy and trade and dick each other around, rather than the natural way of love and just caring for each other because we can't trust each other. It should be a shame.
I do agree.
It's a grave travesty.
I agree to an extent of that. Like, I agree to, but I can't say that I fully agree with that because it's like,
Logan, the fact is, no one's. This is for me at least. No one's.
No,
asking
I understand
you
what you're coming from. I'm just saying,
and in the reality we live in, you
for
can't.
like the sake of the show and everything.
Oh, but like, before you go, I was going to say the reality we live in. The fact is, I specifically don't blame you because you choose not to live like that. It's understandable, sadly. The reality we've been given, the world we live in, it's understandable why you would say there's a reason you take, and no one's disavowing that or saying that isn't the case. For the record, it's just like you asked me, I'm gonna give you my honest truth, and that's it. That's what I would want to choose.
I think you're right that it is sad that we value things more than people, but at some point,
True statement.
As the individual, not as the collective. But just speaking for, you know, like, what do you do about that in your personal life? I think at some point you can only cry over that so much. You can only cry about that so much before you do something about it. And to me, doing something about it doesn't always mean that, like, oh, I'm going to talk about this thing till I'm blue in the face. Sometimes it means that you do need to expand beyond just one message, beyond just being one note about it. Like that, like what I'm trying to say is that, like, it is very sad that we don't value artists the way we should, but you as an artist, should that be your main concern, or should your art be your main concern? You know what I mean?
The truth is, the art does become the main concern. The art is the main concern.
But I'm saying, like, the political ramifications of the fact that we don't value artists in our society, that shouldn't be the thing you're thinking about most when you're making art, I don't think. Where it's like, I think if you do think about that, I think what you need to think about is the fact that, you know, I live in a place where I want to be able to sell my art. Is my art marketable? Is my art going to sell? Like, can I sell this art?
I know, but that isn't the way... That's a businessman's mindset. That isn't how.
But that is
works.
A businessman's mindset. But we're also talking about artists who want to live off of their art. You know what I mean? If you're saying that you don't mind the income that your art generates, and you don't mind that you know that all you get to afford is a studio apartment, or even less than that, really, probably that would be great if you could just afford a studio apartment with just making your art. Like, I would really kudos and tip my hat off to you about that, right? Because that's not small shit. And the thing I find value in is like people who try despite not having the resources available to try. You know what I mean? Like if you're making art, like that's the value I find. I don't find much value in like saying that you want to do something, but then like it turning into like this weird like poverty theater. Like I find value in like people who like they're actors, they're singers, they're like painters. They never had the lessons. They never had the paintbrushes. They never had like the coach that was gonna like mentor them and give them the talent the right way. But every day they're like in their room, they were like after school or after they're done with their shift at Checkers or whatever, they're in their room with like 1,000 paintings or like just doing monologues and they're like grinding it out. You know, like that to me is what I find valuable about that. Like somebody who's actually trying to get out of the situation that they're in, you know, through their art. Like they're serious about the fact that this is a lifestyle that I want to have, and like this life that I want I need to work for it to a certain extent to bring the things and like the comforts that I need out of it so I can do it at an even greater level. But I think people often like shoo that away and say like, oh, well, you don't need all this and you don't need all that. I was thinking just the other day that I'm not doing so hot right now in my finances, right? And I was just thinking, I'm saying that publicly, but like, I was just thinking, I just remember.
Like everybody doesn't already know that.
Yeah, I know. But like, I was just thinking that like, you know, oh, wow, like, you know, I should have waited because I'm on vacation right now, technically. I'm on vacation. Boy. Right now. I was thinking that like, you know, I wish I would have waited till after my check dropped to go on vacation. But the reason why I went on vacation was because I was so fucking burnt out that I just picked a date and I was like, this is when I'm going on vacation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I need a break. And so what I thought about that was like the problem isn't that you didn't wait for your check to come out then. The problem is that you work at a job that when you need a break, you can't take one.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is what bothers me about like those type of conversations. And I know like we was having fun earlier and blah blah blah, but like I'm talking about like the real meat and potatoes of like the subject that like actually bothers me about it is that like people say that they want to do this and they wouldn't mind being a starving artist, and like it's all in theory, but it's like if you don't have to do that, then what is the value in doing it that way for me? Like if you don't have to live a life in which you have to really question whether or not you're going to eat that day, like what is the value in it? You know what I mean? Like
most people don't go into it like that.
But like, there is that idea that like, you know, like
the starving artist.
I might have to eat like peanut butter jelly sandwiches, but I'll keep painting, and it's just
there was a little bit of truth to that, just because that's what an artist's life usually becomes. Like not because people usually will say that to prepare you. I got that all the time. Yeah, and honestly, it's probably good I did, because you know shit got a little sticky sometimes. It wasn't too bad for me. I'm not gonna pretend. But the thing about, so you'd mentioned like, you know, the artists, you know, having to basically like market and do all that. And it's like, the reason it don't work like that is because the focus is the art. Sometimes it takes away because they're like, you don't want them to pander. But if you're working out the market, sometimes you could accidentally do that. It affects the art in a different way. Because as an artist, your focus is supposed to be the art. Anything else can influence the art in ways you can't predict and don't want it to. I think, and so that also becomes part of the reason sometimes that artists just like, they get stuck in just the artistry because doing the other parts isn't what they were made for. I think artists need a plan. I think that's the part that's lacking. Or a planner, which is why they usually get managers and stuff, and which is why, you know, fucked up shit usually happens. Yes, because I think that's where it's going to end up. Is like if you really want to do this as your life,
then I think what you need to do is figure out a plan. And I think I think it is good if you don't have any other answer for the artist to be like, hey, you might be a little broke when you're doing this shit. You know what I mean? But I don't think that's the right thing to say to somebody. I think
it's not, but once again,
because it's not advice. That's not advice.
It's literally like, hey, warning.
Yeah,
no,
warning. You're gonna be broke doing something that you have no help doing, and nobody's ever gonna give you help to do. And it's like, yes, yeah, that is the outcome when nobody helps you, and then you don't have a plan for it, and you don't know what to do. That is what happens. You
but
end
once
up
again, artists
broke and destitute.
Artists aren't valued though, and the thing that ends up happening, everybody wants art, but no one's willing to really help the artist trying to get there to give you the art. That's the worst thing.
Yes.
Everybody wants, I want a new show tomorrow. I want to read something by the end of the day. I want to go into the theater, watch a new film. I want to hear the newest song. Cool. And it's just, you're supposed to fucking be there. But no one really gets the process that goes into that and is willing to invest in the people who will eventually give that to them. You only invest in the person who somehow makes it somewhere and gets enough attention, and then that's it. But you don't really.
It's not somehow. That's the other half of what I'm.
Okay, so there's a
about.
work process, yes, but not everybody usually has the work process work that way. Otherwise, everybody would be doing it. This industry isn't an easy one to navigate in. Trust me, I know personally.
It's an industry,
right?
Which means it's a business.
Yeah.
Which means that there's people involved and there's relationships involved.
Indeed.
And yes, some people have better relationships than others. Some people's
and
parents
it works out better for some.
Have better relationships than others. But when you know all that, it's a lot different than going in the beginning and being like, oh, this is a competition where like I just have to get on with my work, or this is just this thing that like people do, but they starve when they do it. Because two things can't be true. It can't be I'm watching people like excel at their art, or sometimes we're watching people who are just
not
horrible at art. Yeah, they're not excelling at all, but like they're still in front of us. They're still making their money. They're still like making a living out of it, for better or worse. You know what I mean? But then we tell like little Tina or Timmy, who's 17 or something, like right before they go to school or whatever, like, hey, you're going to invest in this art education, but like art's not going to invest in you. And it's like, yeah, but that's not even half the story. That's not even half the story that you should be telling them. Like, we need to have like a better message when it comes to like growing up artists. We need to have a better conversation that like this is possible for you, but there's going to be certain things that you're going to have to do that are not art, that have nothing to do with your art. And if you're willing to do those things, then you'll be able to make a successful career in doing what it is you want to do. But if you're not willing to do that, then maybe you should think about the fact that you need to invest in like having another job while you paint in your room. And maybe painting is just like a stress reliever for you. Maybe you want to become help. Yeah, or like a way for you to just like express yourself, and then that's okay. Like, art doesn't always have to be commercial. Art doesn't always have to be something that you make your money off of. You can just be an artist that works at the community theater, but you work at Goldman Sachs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, for real. I'm having
and
to
not that you should go work at Goldman Sachs, but I'm just saying that like
some things you're doing.
You make a living doing something. You know what I mean?
No, I wrestle with that myself. Like Sarah does too. To be honest, all of us do at some point, unless we're really just like struggle. I don't do nothing else, and I do odd jobs on the side. But like, yeah, you do get to a point, especially as you get older, because you're like, fuck, I have to be able to take care of myself. I hope,
right?
You know what I mean? And it hurts, which is the other thing for us. It's like, yo, but sometimes it's like, this is all I can do. I ain't got nothing else.
That's
fine.
Some
of the best artists are like that, mind you. Some of the best artists aren't, but some of the best are like, this is it. I ain't got nothing else.
You said something earlier this episode, though. Just this episode, you just said something earlier where it's like, you know, I need to learn to reach out more. I need to learn to look for help more.
Yeah, absolutely true.
And that's something that I think that a lot of people need to learn when it comes to like
not just artists,
this conversation about creativity and arts and stuff.
Absolutely.
Is that like you can for a while get away with just doing it by yourself, but there becomes a time where like if you want to get over a certain level, that you need to realize that you need to do more than just yourself. You need to be by more than just like you're gonna have to rely on some other people, to help you out. And I feel like even I'm in that like mode right now, where like my next step involves a lot more people, and that's where I'm going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like in order to be where, or even take this to where it needs to be, like I have to like let go of certain reins, and like that takes a lot of faith, and it's scary because it's like you're trusting somebody with something that's a creative project to you. You know what I mean? And like you're trusting that they'll take care of it, and that's not always guaranteed. But I don't know if that's necessarily a problem either.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Can we roll out? I got stuff to do. I'm sorry.
We all have stuff to do, Mitch.
I know.
We all have things. Yeah, that's
and it was the
just,
video. And it was the video. First time video.
Yeah. Wow.
I just,
you just can't help yourself, can you?
Sometimes no.
That's just
Sometimes
always going to
I'm
happen.
Bad. Sometimes I'm bad. Most times I'm good, but sometimes I'm bad.
Damn. That's crazy, y'all. He just told y'all. Usually, Mitch waits. No, not waits. Let me say it like this. Usually, Mitch is just on audio, and he'll tell you, that he don't really want to be around y'all. But this time, he said that shit to y'all's face.
I didn't say I want to be around y'all. I just
Yeah, you said you got better shit to do than talk to them.
I didn't say it was better. I don't want to go do it per se. I just gotta go do it.
He said he said it's not you, it's him. Where have we heard that before?
It's okay. Like I care. I want you to be great. Like I care. I do. It's not you. It's really not you. I just I got other places I gotta be. Like I'll call you tomorrow. Like just don't wait up for me. What were you saying to the people? I couldn't tell because I was looking at them
it's
too.
so great. I can whisper things to the people now.
And I'm like, yo, what is he telling y'all? Fuck.
Yes.
All right, I guess I just have to, it'll probably be like the rest of the podcast. Like I'll watch like the first few videos and then I'll like never see them again.
Yeah, I know.
But I'll share them all the time.
Oh, that's good.
Come listen and watch our podcast because now you can watch it. Okay, like, never mind.
Dude, what was it? What was it? Usher was like, watch this.
Oh, yeah, he did do that. Watch this. And it was like, all right.
You just gonna do that like that? Okay.
All right, I guess. Yeah,
all
sure.
right.
I mean, you you still got it? Yeah, you still got it. All right. Yeah.
Apparently.
Right. That's cool. That's cool, y'all. Survey says we gonna let it rock.
Oh, shit. Speaking of fucking black celebrities, they didn't let, did you see that video where they stopped Jamie Foxx from going into Cardi B's birthday party? Yeah. He came with like 10 people, but they gave his VIP section away, which is crazy. That's a crazy
Jamie Foxx's VIP section away?
Yes.
Who's Cardi B's? Who's the event planner? Because like somebody got to get fired.
Somebody got to get fired.
Somebody never got to work again. How you do that to Jamie Foxx? He's Jamie Foxx,
and he was invited to the party.
Yeah, exactly, bro. That's how you treat your guests all over the tabloids. Is this how Cardi B and Offset treat their guests? Well, one local news story says that Jamie Foxx was denied entry at a party he was invited to. Ladies and gentlemen, stick around for more.
The best part
what?
The best part is like the bouncer tried to get him to come back. They fixed the issue, right?
So you couldn't tell who that was?
Right. And so
you didn't think to at least go ask
no,
somebody.
Jamie, come back. It's okay. And then Jamie was like, nah, it's all right. You got it.
Was he really?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, no, you got it. It's all right.
You didn't have to do all that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Bro, but how you... See, now, it's just so many fuck-ups. Because, one, if I was the event planner, I'd be mortified because someone's going to come for my ass. Two, if I was the bouncer, listen, the man's had one of the longest careers in entertainment and black entertainment. And we know who Jamie Foxx is. We know what Jamie Foxx looks like. If I was that bouncer, and for whatever reason Jamie's name wasn't on the list, I would have been like, if I had any tact, Logan, if I had any tact, I'd be like, you know what? Maybe there's been some mistake. Could you just, wait here for a little bit? I'm gonna go check on everything. I'm so sorry. I apologize. But I'm a professional though. I'm a professional. But I would have been like, I'm so sorry about this. Let me just go check and see what's going on. This has to be a mistake. Let me set things right. And at least went back and told somebody what was going on.
Right.
At least radioed. They have walkies nowadays. Yo, Jamie Foxx out front, and apparently we gave away his VIP section. Frantic looking around, making sure nobody heard me say that. Yo, Jamie's here. Y'all gave away the VIP. And hope nobody looking at me be like, are y'all denying Jamie Foxx entry?
My thing is like this. If Jamie Foxx comes to your party and you've already given away his VIP section to somebody's leaving a VIP section. That's it. That's the solution. Somebody doesn't have a VIP section anymore.
You better have fame rankings that outdo Jamie Foxx, because that's an A-list. That's an A-lister.
That's an A++.
That's A++ lister. So boy, God damn, it better be Angela Bassett sitting at the table, in which case he's still getting the table, they just sitting together or some shit. Cause bro, what? Bro.
I'm sorry about this, Jamie. Do you mind sitting with Angela Bassett? I don't mind sitting with Angela Bassett. Bro.
Yeah, you ain't going. You can't. At that point, it'd be bad on him. Angela, I'd be like, yo.
Yeah, let it be his problem.
Well, exactly. Because then it's on him. Then it's on him. Bro, if Denzel's sitting at a table and Jamie ain't comfortable, then it's Denzel's like, we're sorry, but we could put you guys together. And if he's like, nah, media shitstorm and Tyler on him after that.
But y'all treat that man like he was Craig Robinson or some shit. If he's in the VIP, get Craig Robinson, you gotta go.
Craig Robinson probably won't even wait. He'll see Jamie like, oh, this is table? Y'all went and did us like that?
Be like, even if you was trying to be nice to him, you would be like, listen, Craig, I'm sorry. We really fuck up. We really fuck just pick little actors too many times. We just really. But Craig, I'm sorry, Craig.
I love Craig Robinson, mind you. I think that man has a great career going, great talent. But yeah, Jamie, y'all. But to be honest, I feel like he would joke around with us and be like, yeah,
I'd rather
find him another table. He's still Craig Robinson.
No, I'd rather the headline say, I kicked Craig Robinson out of my club than I kicked Jamie. I didn't even let Jamie Foxx in the door.
Jamie Foxx set it up for Craig. Do you understand? You know what I mean when I say that? Jamie Foxx walked so Craig could run in the first place.
I wonder who was at that party.
Somebody
that just makes me think. Who the fuck could have been in Jamie Foxx's VIP section that it's more important that person?
Who gave it away, bro? Oh, Cardi gonna cuss that event planner the fuck out, bro. Oh my god. That's embarrassing. And they those types of people, so that's embarrassing.
This is why we need to pay people more. And I'm gonna let us go, but I want to just explain this. I just want to explain this for a second.
Right.
When you don't pay people properly, right? Mm-hmm. And they're literally starving.
And you look at us here. You look at us.
Yes,
we here now. You pay attention.
We here now. When you don't pay people properly, right? And they're just starving to get by, they do not do a good job. I'm gonna tell you why. Even when they're good workers, even when they're trying to do a good job, they don't do a good job because they really believe that if they don't have this job no more, they can't eat no more. And so when somebody's in that mentality and they're in that mode, they're they're stuck thinking that if they don't follow the rules to a T,
they will get fired.
They're going to get fired.
Exactly.
They're going to get fired. So that means that if you have Jamie Foxx at the door, but the VIP section is full, the only logical thing for them to do is to tell Jamie Foxx to leave.
No, because that's protocol and etiquette for the space they're in.
Right.
And
but the right thing to do would be to kick somebody out of a VIP section so Jamie Foxx could go in the club.
Okay, so the actual right thing to do would just to check and see if there had been a mistake made, which obviously the fuck there was.
Yes.
And just have someone correct that. You could probably find Jamie Foxx in the VIP section.
But
maybe make him one. Bring a table out. God damn, y'all could have did something better than what the fuck y'all did.
Right. But nobody's gonna do that because y'all don't pay people right. Y'all don't think about this shit. You know, y'all think about like how you gonna make the most money today and how like business is gonna be good for you.
Ooh,
it's gonna be good for you, but it's bad for everybody that work for you.
Yes.
What
horrible.
the fuck? And then we have a headline like this. This is your fault.
Yes.
That's all I gotta say about that.
That's all you're gonna have to deal with.
Stop paying people like shit. Like, maybe I don't get it.
They'll do the things they should. I mean, but if it was me, even that, because like, but that's just me. I have a length of experience outside acting and like just in a customer service role and meeting Jamie Foxx, I would have been far too excited in the first place. Been like, yeah, I'm here with VIP. His VIP. Jamie, this is your VIP's full. My VIP's full? You know what, Jamie? You're right. I don't know how the fuck they did that. Let me go get a check or something, bro. Like, to serve that, man. How you not gonna serve? Yo. I'm actually a little bit upset. I washed my hands clean of this one. I can't believe you did that to Black royalty like that. That's crazy. That's crazy. How y'all did that? Y'all know better than that.
That should be a skit though. Just a bunch of A-list celebrities. Like the Queen comes by. Like, no, I'm sorry, VIP's.
No, we can't let you in.
Like, Meghan Markle comes by. No, I'm sorry, VIP is full.
The fucking dude in the meme, the blink, like,
yes.
Oh, okay, bro.
Like, what the fuck type of club is this? Like, what?
I ain't gonna let me. Damn, I was about to tip y'all like crazy. And that's Jamie Foxx. He was about to get tipped like crazy.
He was about to get drunk and drop money. Like,
stacks. Like, he was getting stacks. Why would you do this?
Why would you do this? His career is brilliant.
Like, he gonna get the rich people stuff. Like the C-listers and stuff. Like, they gonna get the stuff that make them look like they got money, and then he gonna get the actual like, yeah, let me get like, like 5 to 10 cases. You know what I'm saying? He pull out for the, I brought 10 heads. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to have a good time. You know what I mean? But like, oh, somebody fucked up is all I'm saying.
Let's get it.
How you end it with, I got shit to do. You gonna have me upset? My blood pressure just went up a little bit.
You be all right.
God damn.
Mitch, do you have anything you would like to leave the people with?
Information's complicated, as we discovered, but I'm a truth first kind of guy. Take care of your mental health. Education in our country sucks, so know what you're doing it for, because I don't think it's worthless as people like to paint it out. But you do need to understand why you're going in, what you're getting, and what you're doing with it. And Jamie, my brother, how they did you like that? Mr. Fox, how they did that? I'm so sorry, man. I can't believe they did you like that. Shame.
That is a shame. That is a shame.
That's a bad taste.
That's a damn shame.
That's a damn shame. For real, that's a damn shame. Anyway. Yeah, that's it. Mitch out.
Okay. I don't have a whole lot for y'all today, except for pay people. That's really where I'm at.
Pay people.
Yeah,
pay people. Pretty, just pay them. Living wages. Like,
that's why I'm on a vacation right now. I don't get paid enough. Like
same.
A little bit of opportunity. It's PTO. I used all of my PTO.
Damn.
Like,
I have a little bit. But same, Logan, and I like my job.
I understand that.
Like, damn.
But like, you gotta like your job first, you know. And then sometimes that's not.
I don't know.
Enough.
I liked my job.
That's not even enough sometimes.
Yeah, not necessarily what I'm doing, but I like where I'm at is a comfortable place. I was like, this is good, and I still ain't getting.
Yeah. Just pay people.
Just pay people, please.
You like, so many problems come out of not paying. If you're not paying people, can I like just speak to the fucking anti-minimum wage people when like we're like we need to pay people more, and y'all come out the woodwork and be like, well, they didn't pay me more, and it's just like, let me just break something down for a second. If we don't pay people more, no, I don't even want to explain this. I'm just upset.
Save it.
Nah, yeah, I'm just upset. No, I don't even know if I want to save it. Do I want to even waste my breath on?
No, I think we should.
I
think we should save it. Save it for later.
No.
All right, up to you. It's your decision, man.
Fuck y'all. That's what I want to say. When it comes time to pay people,
it's okay.
Fuck y'all. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
From the
doesn't
heart.
make any sense.
From the heart.
Yeah, from the heart. Like, this is where I am on the first, like, video podcast. Like,
Hey, man, it is what it is.
Yes. Yes.
Fuck
y'all.
you, pay me.
Fuck you, pay me.
Bitch.
Yes.
I will rob you, which is where it ends up going when you don't pay people.
That's what happens.
Like
all of this, like, oh my God, like, every time I look in the comments on, like, the Citizen app, when, like, a robbery happens, they're like, oh these scumbags. I'm like, they needed somebody to pay them.
Yo, on some real, bro, I'd be looking at it, and I'd be like, damn, that's wrong. But then I'd be like, I hope they okay. Damn, what was they going
like,
through?
that's what I think,
shit,
too.
What
I'm
was
just
going
like-
on? Why would you resort to that? You know better. Like, you know better. It's like, damn.
Especially if nobody got hurt. I'm just like, man, I hope they got
especially
away.
knowing how you know it was just like they was fumbling and shit. He was like, damn.
It's like,
Well,
you did that
I
clean.
hope. Well, you chose an entire different life, but Lay, I hope it works out for you in some capacity.
Right. You can't just, like, be like, oh, crime's on the rise, don't know why. Meanwhile, people not eating. It's like, tell me crime is on the rise when, like, people have got, like, real jobs and,
Word.
like, everybody's paid, everybody's,
Has
like,
never
fed,
been the case historically,
and,
ever.
Then crime is a problem. That's a problem
Word.
I'm thinking about now. You know? Don't tell me crime is a problem when, like, you just trying your hardest to hold on to all your money and make sure that the people who work at your company don't get paid at all. Like, get paid the least you can get away with.
Yeah, some craziness, man. Oh my
Like,
God.
what the fuck? You
don't-
want
we're not gonna
quality
take
work
it.
and quality people and quality time, but you don't want, like, quality pay. I don't get it.
Either you compensate with quality in mind, or you gonna get a whole bunch of crime.
Employment is the only place where we expect something for nothing. It's the only thing where we do that. Because when I go to McDonald's and it's on the dollar menu, I know for certain my stomach about to hurt later. Like, that's what like I do not expect quality. I know what I'm doing to my body. Like, I know what's happening here.
It's true.
Like,
It's true.
yeah, so it's like, I don't understand this. I wish that we could do better. That's what I'm gonna leave y'all with. I wish we can
Fix
do
it,
better.
capitalist America.
Yes. If you're gonna be capitalist, then you better fucking pay people. That's all I'm gonna say.
You got the capital.
Thank you. That you see, I can end right there.
Just saying. Just saying.
that right there. That's all you need. If you like the show, share the show. Make YouTube shorts out of the show. I don't give a fuck.
Do that shit.
I love all of you. Have a good day. Have a good morning. Have a good evening. Have a good day at work. Have a good lunch. Have a good whatever it is you're doing. Just make sure you have a good one.
It's a lot of things.
Yeah, it's a lot of things. I don't really have anything besides that. Listen to us on Spotify. Listen
Do
to
that
us on
shit.
Google Podcasts.
Do that shit.
Listen to us on Audible. Listen
Fuck
to us
yeah.
on all this other shit.
Wherever
that,
we are, go listen to that shit
like,
now.
fucking Google us. Just Google us.
You'll
Just
find us
Google the Milk
eventually.
and Toast podcast. We'll be there. Say bye to the people, Mitch. He can do the silent bye now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mitch, we're still, like, audio only on, like, Spotify. Like, it's like, you know.
Really? Oh man. All right. I was trying to
No,
be cool.
actually, wait. There's a
Yeah, they
function
should
that
be
you can
able to
put a
play
video on Spotify. Actually,
I was
you can
pretty
do
sure.
that. So you can watch this on Spotify now. Oh shit.
So I'm just gonna,
Okay.
because you can see me now,
Yeah.
and I still can't see you, but I've opened myself up to your viewing eyes.
Nice. Nice. Well, I don't know. I'd have to check out how you're gonna see us on Spotify, but it's fine.
Can't have nothing.
Okay. This has been episode 71 of the Milk and Toast podcast. I've been your host, Logan, and we're out. Bye.